Okay, we're gonna try this one more time as my dog tries to scratch her way into the bedroom. She wants me to throw her ball. Good evening. Oh, and all kinds of technical problems. Webcams freezing again in just in Streamlabs. I don't understand it. I don't understand why my webcam has only been streaming or crashing when I've been streaming. I mean, I get it, but I just like to think that Streamlabs. There's so many people that run webcams on this software. Good evening, folks. Welcome to the stream. Apologies for the restart. That was a little bit frustrating. Not even gonna lie. So I'm beginning to wonder if I can do what I wanted to do in stream tonight, and that is I just wanted to start messing around in Krita. This stream is my channel is all about learning, and there'll be times like the last time I streamed, I decided to try to teach myself a new cursive script style, and that's going well. So I continue to practice that, both on physical paper and also in OneNote. And today I just kind of wanted to kind of between streams, I installed Krita, just kind of thinking to myself that'd be neat to understand, a creation tool on the digital art side. And I figured I'd try it out live in stream, but I don't know if my computer can actually run it because I was shown a CPU hit of 88, 90, 91%. It's dropping a lot of frames there in the first, just in my starting soon scene, and then the webcam crashed again, and I figured, well, this happened the last two times I streamed, and so I just went without the webcam the last time it happened, and now we have this, a high CPU hit, although I'm not reporting any dropped frames so far. Well, that's good, and CPU hits around 24%. That's not bad. Much, much better. Welcome, folks. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you all. Actually, my backup plan was if I wasn't able to run Krita, I actually was going to run with PowerPoint. Sometimes your backup plan is you go with what you know. And there are a lot of things that PowerPoint can do for you that a lot of people don't realize it's capable of. But it looks like Krita's gonna run, so I'm gonna stick with Krita. So I don't really know what I want to do with Krita quite yet. I mean, I know that I want to learn how to. I'm no artist. Let's just get that out of the way right now. But anyone can learn, right? So I'd like to learn how to draw better. So I was gonna go ahead and launch Krita and use it to follow an illustration tutorial for that's attached to a children's book that my daughter, my 6-year-old, and I just read. And I don't know if any of you are familiar with the Duck and Goose series by I think Tad Hill. But let's open Libby, and let's hope that Streamlabs doesn't crash on me just for opening Libby. And I'll go to my bookshelf, and here's Duck and Goose. So we're reading Duck and Goose. She's a big fan of Duck and Goose. Great books for kids. And at the end of this book, was how to draw Duck and Goose. So I thought to myself, well, that'd be kind of cool to do in stream. Take myself through a little tutorial, a little drawing tutorial, how to draw a couple of children's story figures. And I figured I'd teach myself how to do it with Krita. I mean, why not, right? I mean, I suppose I could do this right within OneNote. That's possible, but why not something with more advanced options? The key here is, like, you always have to be hungry to learn something new, and that's what I hope to create with my channel is to encourage the kind of curiosity and the exploration that comes with just a hunger and a desire to learn for the joy of learning. And that's what I want to do for the world and for this particular community. So let me bring up my little tutorial here, and I'll probably hopscotch between the two. I want to draw Goose first. I think out of this series, for anyone that's read the Duck and Goose books, I think I'm definitely more Goose than Duck myself, personally. So we're gonna launch Krita here, and then so I'm walking into this completely blind. Like I installed Krita, I looked at it. Um, I'm not familiar with any similar such programs like Adobe or anything like that. Whether it's Photoshop, I have used. I'll show you what I have used just to mess around before. I've used ArtRage Lite in the past. I've also used Microsoft Fresh Paint. Those of you not familiar with either of them, they're pretty good. I mean, Fresh Paint is a free to install application out of the Windows Store. It's probably not as feature rich as 3D Paint. So a lot of people who've been using Paint for generations, really probably 2 generations worth of people, have gotten really good at using Microsoft Paint. Oh, look at this. Do I have more dropped frames here? What's going on? No, no, no. We don't like dropped frames, do we, Internet? So let me figure out what's going on here. Try to keep as few windows open as possible. So sorry, Libby, you got to be there for me, Libby, because you're my tutorial. Actually, Libby, you don't have to be there for me. I lied. Let's take my own OneNote. Let's use my own OneNote prowess and savviness here, and let's screen clip this. So Windows Shift S is your shortcut to do a screen clipping, and we're going to take a screen clip of this page of the tutorial. We're going to take a screen clip of the next page. Right, yeah, it's just 2 pages. So let's do this so I can close Libby. And I hope I'm still live. I hope. Am I still live? Yes, I'm still live. Okay, so just pulling up a window here. Let's open up my Stream Tools tabs. Welcome, by the way, if you're just joining. My name is Felix. I'm a teacher. I want to run a channel where people are unafraid to learn. People are unafraid to ask. And I'm reporting another dropped frame. I don't know what's going on with the dropped frames. So my apologies. I keep reporting dropped frames, and it's going to frustrate me. Okay, so let me close Libby, because I don't think Libby takes a whole lot of CPU or resources. But goodbye, Libby. It was nice seeing you tonight, Libby, but I'm done with you. Okay, the stream looks okay. All right. I'm gonna call that good. We're gonna leave that in the background. And yeah, so some shortcut keys. So when you're using OneNote, if you need another OneNote window, you can just hold Control and press M for Michael, and that'll create another OneNote window for you. Let's see, what's the CPU hit on that? Not very big. Okay. Actually, I didn't need to do that because that was going to be my backup plan in case I needed to close Krita. So let's run with Krita. And did I just caps lock on accident? I did. So I'm going to go ahead and just run myself through this tutorial. So I use OneNote in just about every stream. So you could see here the way I'm running it now is I'm just ripping a tutorial page out of a digital book. 2 pages as a matter of fact. And what I want to be kind of a persistent and consistent theme throughout my streams is how you could use this as a tool to really enhance anything you want to learn how to do. A little background, I'm a teacher. I've been working as an educator since 1996, but also I'm fairly tech savvy on the teacher side of things. So I've been a building technology lead where I've worked for a long time now, and that includes hardware and software support, but I've also been in a technology and integration coach. So teachers that actually want to use technology for instructional purposes, whether it's assessment or productivity, or for actual teaching, I've been a resource for them in that as well. And I'll tell you what, ever since Microsoft has gone and invested very heavily into developing OneNote features that can work both in the lives of students and teachers, also professors, the game has changed, right? So for the better part of 5, maybe 6 years, maybe longer, when Google launched their education apps, they were kind of running circles around everybody else that was trying to figure out how to deliver, compelling and stable and reliable services to students and staff in using digital tools for learning and instruction and collaboration. And Google was just embarrassing everybody with what they were doing with just Google Docs, never mind Drive and Slides and everything else that Google offers. And Microsoft decided to try to catch up and to try to do so in a big way, and so it's the different approaches they've taken has been, one, the Office 365 subscription model versus the old, every 4 or 5 year Office update. So they moved to the subscription model with Office 365. They also started heavily injecting educator-friendly and classroom-friendly features into both OneNote and PowerPoint. Some of these things kind of persisted across Office in its entirety, but they've invested particularly heavily into OneNote and PowerPoint. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk a whole lot about the PowerPoint end of it, but I participated in the pilot for the product that eventually became Office Mix. So PowerPoint for 3 years had an extension called Office Mix. I say had in past tense because they just recently discontinued support for it. They didn't completely drop all of its features, but what they did was they wrapped some of them into regular PowerPoint. And that was going to be my backup plan tonight, was to look at some of those things that are in PowerPoint as holdovers from Office Mix. But yeah, I participated in the pilot program to test what ultimately would become Office Mix, and then now it's just wrapped into PowerPoint, some of its features, and what the Microsoft team tells us is that eventually just about all of the Office Mix features will eventually make their way into PowerPoint, and a lot of them are already there. So if anyone has questions about any of that, feel free to ask. So here I am. So I opened a digital book. I screen clipped a page right here into OneNote. Now if I need to, I can just go ahead and kind of launch my glitter pen. Those of you who've been in stream with me before know that I'm a huge fan of this glitter pen here. And I am drawing with my left hand, so this is going to be a southpaw attempt. So, and then the other thing is walking in completely blind to Krita, so I know absolutely nothing about this interface. So let's kind of acclimate ourselves to it. So I can see tool sets over here. This is good. So I've got my paintbrush tool. Let's see. I can probably just change the color and start going, right? Yeah, I can definitely do that. Just change colors and go. Sorry, checking my chat window. But I want options. I like options. So brush, basic brush, smoothing, weighted. Ooh, right, let's go start with basic brush. But what kind of brush am I using? What kind of brush am I using? Digital sketch. I don't know what I just clicked. Ooh, should we go with this? Okay, let's go with this one. All right, so just walking myself through this tutorial. Okay, so start by making circles for the heads. Okay, so we're gonna make a circle. Oh, whoa, that seems like an awfully thick pen. Can I adjust? So this is the part of me where, okay, here we go. Pixel size right here. Don't need 40. Yeah, we don't need 40 pixels. So let's reduce that. Oops, that's too small. 20. I wish I could just type the number in there. I just wanted a 20. That's good enough. Okay. So circles for the heads. So here comes Goose. And again, those of you who were with me when I was practicing, when I was learning left-handed. Oh, okay. I changed my mind. I do want. Let's go back to that 40 point. I didn't realize it'd be that thin. That's unusual that I can't just type the number in. Why can't I? Okay, so again, new to Krita. Absolutely new to Krita. And again, I've got a Wacom Intuos, medium-sized Bluetooth. I've got 4K Windows Ink sensitivity activated, so that's probably had something to do with the variation on that line thickness here as I was applying uneven pressure. So let's try that once more time and try to even out the pressure. Oh, no. Or is that, hang on, and I'm wondering if that's like an angular thing. Does the brush just turn thicker? And oh, it could be angular. Okay. Yeah, so forgive me if I appear as if I don't know what I'm doing, because there's a likelihood that that's true. There's a likelihood that I don't know what I'm doing. So let's pick a different tool here. Pencil. That's a 4B pencil. That's a really soft lead. 4B is a really soft pencil lead for those of you who are familiar with actual pencil leads. So let's go with a soft lead here, but let's go with a darker color. And again, welcome to my stream for those of you that are here. I appreciate you being here. I'm no artist, by the way, so if you just if you arrived here thinking to yourself, hey, he's learning Krita. Yeah, I'm learning Krita, like literally just learning Krita, but I'm not an artist by any means. So I'm just modeling that you're never too old to learn new tricks. And I've got to rethink this circle here, folks. I think I need to draw my circle counterclockwise. And I'm almost to the point where I'm getting ready to give up on my left hand here, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. If I have to, I'll draw the circle in sectors instead of just trying to do the whole thing in one motion. So then draw the beak shapes. Okay, so here's Goose's beak. So we're going to take Goose's beak and we're going to do this teardrop. That was terrible, but I just wanted to live through it once. Let's see, can you check the angle on that? It's not quite upright, so we're going to go a little bit leaning forward. And that is not the shape that I was looking for. Let's try it again. I think my hand is shaking from being frustrated with Streamlabs. It's cooperating for me now, Streamlabs. It's not. And you know what I'm doing here? I'm wasting too much time. So forgive me for a moment. I'm going to bring up my Wacom tablet settings. Realizing that I haven't set up a particular shortcut key that I frequent. So let's see here. Well, I'm gonna, so you can see what I'm doing here. We'll pull this up. For those of you not familiar with Wacom tablet settings, this is it right here. And what I want to do is normally, so I Alt-Tab frequently. If I don't know if you noticed that, but I Alt-Tab a lot to switch programs. I've been doing that since the mid-90s. But ever since I started using Wacom tablets, I've mapped that function. So I think I'm gonna, okay, so let's go with this key. So we can program this, these 4 keys that are across the, okay, so I'm gonna Alt, come on, There we go, Alt tab. Okay, it's already set right there. Okay, switch. Switch apps. Okay, so let's try that again. This is just a productivity thing, so well, that didn't quite work the way I wanted it to. Okay, can I do this? Okay, there we go. It's only going to toggle between two apps. I mean, I can probably adjust that so that if I long press this button, then I might be able to then toggle between the open apps. But for now, stream, it's just going to be that way. So, all right, so let's do that. And I'm like the king of shortcut keys, typically. So, I'm teaching with my computer. I'm doing presentations for staff. I can do things very quickly with shortcut keys, and I look like a wizard. I do. And that's too big. Yeah, that ratio is too big. Okay, so let's try that again. Beak shapes. Okay, so Goose's beak is going to look like this, I think. Almost. Let's try it again. Let me just trace this one so I can get the muscle memory down. Then maybe I don't. Yeah, maybe I make that line first, and then maybe I just round it off. It's kind of a trapezoid, isn't it? So we'll make kind of a trapezoid. Oh, too far down. Too far down. And then we round it off. No, I missed. And again, welcome. Oh, that looks like something else now, doesn't it? Yeah. I just saw Gabriel Iglesias, and he was making some dick jokes in his show. Saw him live at the Puyallup Fair, and boy, was he hilarious. He signed a contract to not use profanities, and I don't think I'm gonna escape this. I might just have to redo that part of the beak, because that's just seriously not looking like what I want it to look like. Okay, so I'm gonna go in here, and again, I'm not an artist, and on top of that, the double whammy is I'm not left-handed, so I'm trying to do this left-handed, so and I might need to just look at I might need to just go more true to the size here. So this is scaled down quite a bit. Here, let's try to go with a bigger goose head and see if that helps. So if I have to do this in shorter sectors, I will. But yes, Gabriel Iglesias was just absolutely phenomenally funny. It's almost as if he just walked on stage just with a rough outline of things he wanted to discuss and cover, but he just ran with it. It was almost like he just improv'd an entire 90-minute stand-up show, including locally relevant jokes. It was funny. I don't know if he'd ever performed near Seattle before, but he made a lot of jokes because he actually was in a town about 35 miles south of Seattle called Puyallup, and then so both him and his opening act, Alfred Robles, were joking about how the hell do you pronounce Puyallup. That's funny, because us locals here always make fun of out-of-towners that can't pronounce it. We have a lot of areas out here in the Northwest that are named after local tribes. So that can make it hard for folks to pronounce things out here. And they definitely ran with that part of it. I love the part though, as a special ed teacher, I love the part where Gabriel Iglesias took the stage and he walks over to the sign language interpreters and he tells us, he's like, I've never had sign interpreters at any of my shows before, so I'm not used to somebody doing these things off in the peripheral, and he just starts messing with them. It was hilarious. At one point in the show, like midway, about 3/4 through the show, he went over there and he was like, well, hey, I signed a contract not to say certain words because, you know, they made him keep it family friendly. He's like, but you didn't. So he's whispering profanities into their ear and asking them to sign it to see if the audience can guess what profanities he's asked them to sign. And it was funny. There was that one moment where, because he said, we're going to start off soft and then it's going to get gangster real quick. And at one point in time, he you could tell he whispered to them and he wanted them to sign the C word. It starts with a C, rhymes with block. It was funny. It was funny. She gave a quick little sign. He's like, is that it? Is that it? Or is there a more vulgar version of that? Like, you know, describe a big black one of those. And then she signed it and he was like, oh my goodness. It's just jokes that just wrote themselves. And I'm trying to look at, yeah, that's too high. And I apologize if I'm struggling here. I'm just doing my best with my offhand. And that's too high again. I don't know why I keep doing that. I think I'm just overthinking it. You know what? I'm going to run with it. Let's try not to make this one too much like a phallic symbol here. Nope. And I think what I need to do is pause and lift the pen here. So if I'm happy with one line, just lift the pen so that my undo doesn't destroy the first part of what I've created. And again, I'm out of my comfort zone right now, so welcome, folks. If you're with me and you're wondering why the heck this guy is struggling so much with this, it's because I am not an artist. As you can see, that continues to look like a male unit. One of his, Alfred Robles was talking about how he broke up with his girlfriend, and then now he said, now I'm into black chicks, and so I went over to blackpeoplemeet.com and I thought, this is great. That commercial spoke to me. So I went to blackpeoplemeet.com, but I'm not such a good speller. And he said, I misspelled meat. That's a different website, yo. Maybe if I put the eyes in, it'll look less like. I think I need to scrub that though. That still looks like what I don't want it to look like. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. All right, so let's erase this here. I do appreciate the pressure sensitive. Oh, damn it. Which pencil? It was the 4B. Okay, it was a 4B. Okay, sorry. Sorry, stream. And I'm just don't have good control of lines using my left hand. I'm going to be happy with this. So let's go with that. I'm going to redo his eye though. Don't know what happened there because I meant to use the eraser. Okay. And again, thank you for being here. I know chat's not very active right now. At some point in time in the stream, I'm not quite ready to do this yet, but I do want to take live questions, math questions, right here in stream. If you'd like to ask, you'll have to ask over Discord. Join the Discord server, and you can post. Just take a picture of a math question. You can also screen clip from a place like Khan Academy. And then I can answer questions right here in stream. That's the ultimate goal, is to... What did I just do? That's not what I wanted. Although that's cool to know that this came up. Okay, so let's see. But yeah, that was the idea here, is to eventually be the live intervention part to Khan Academy, where you go to Khan Academy to take a course. What's going on here? We're gonna have to cuss. You go to Khan Academy to take a course, and then you come here if and when you get stuck. Okay, there we go. That's something was going janky with me, so. And I'll just exaggerate his eyes. Using a 4B pen or lead, it's a pretty soft lead if you're familiar with real leads. And so when you're using 4K pressure sensitive tablet input, you have so much control over lines. So if you can see here, press very lightly and then press hard. So you can see here, that's all one line. And that's what if not being really familiar, since I'm not an artist, not being familiar with digital drawing tools, this interface does a pretty good job of communicating like real world tools and what they do, which is why somebody and I've taken, I think in 8th grade I took a drafting class, so I learned a little bit about technical drawing. So yeah, that's why I understand pretty well the difference between a standard pencil lead, which would typically be HB. Your number 2 pencils are typically HB, and then a 4B, which is going to be run very soft. So before I attempt this body style, I probably should just go ahead and trace this with the glitter pen. And probably, again, since I'm working off-handed here, I probably should just resist trying to get these strokes done in one pen movement, right? In one stroke movement. I probably should go for smaller movements, lift my pen so that as I form lines that I'm happy with, I don't have to undo the entire thing if things go south. So, and then one thing I'm see, like for instance here, I tried to go too far right here with this line, so I'm gonna erase that. Try it again in fewer or more shorter strokes. Okay, that I'm more happy with, so let's try that. And then let me just get a quick okay, so just trying to get a distance read off of that throw from the back of his head to the tail. So lifting my pencil. Although I'm not sure I needed that. Yeah, I didn't need that perpendicular turn so much, did I? Okay. We'll keep that. I'm happy with that. Let's puff the chest out just a little bit. Not what I wanted. Again, the process of learning how to write with your offhand is challenging, but it's a little more challenging on a device like a graphics tablet, just because the biomechanic feedback is just slightly, oh so slightly different. It's hard to explain. I don't know why. Maybe it's a friction thing. It could be friction. And that was just terrible. Goodness. And as I was going through this journey earlier this year, trying to add cursive to my repertoire, my left-handed repertoire, I kept texting a good friend of mine who lives in the other corner of our state, who is left-handed, just kind of getting advice from her as a lefty, and things like the damn, oh no, redo that one. I was happy with that line. I was trying to switch windows. Like, for instance, my middle finger getting chafed from longer sessions of writing in my journal, or writing in the book that I'm writing for my wife. She was like, I was just sending her a text like, hey, any advice on how to reduce the chafe? She's like, nope, just develop the callus over the years. Your finger will get chafed as a lefty. And she said, welcome to the club. All right, I'm gonna keep that. Okay, so let's go on into the tutorial. Okay, stick legs. Oh shit, I could do this. And a V for the wing. So let's add Goose's wing. And I don't like that at all. So that turn should have been more parallel to the ground. Okay, so let's. What the hell? And I'm sorry, folks. I don't know if and I'm a geometry teacher. That's like our standard symbol for the angles. Okay, so let's try this. These are your wings. This is your wing. Okay, less terrible, not spectacularly better, but we're going to keep it. So, leg one, just below the wing. Longer. Okay. Skinnier. Okay, so I need to go longer. And I need to go skinnier. Okay, leg two. And then last night as we were reading this Duck and Goose book, my 6-year-old and I told her, I was like, hey, you know what, Daddy might draw this in stream tomorrow night. So that's what I'm doing. Okay. Well, and I will tell you, straight lines are kind of a frustrating thing with the offhand. I don't think I've ever asked myself, my left hand, to draw a straight line of that length. All right, feet, triangles, detached triangles. So we can close off the legs. And again, welcome if you're just joining. I don't know who's in here. I gotta check my chat. My name is Felix. I am no artist, as you could probably tell, but that doesn't stop me from trying to learn stuff. So I've got a tutorial on how to draw Duck and Goose from the Tad Hills books, and I want to learn how to use Krita, so I'm doing both. I'm drawing Goose for my daughter, my 6-year-old daughter, and then I'm learning Krita at the same time. So welcome. It's kind of a journey. I'm also doing this left-handed. I am not left-handed. So that's why I'm having to restart so many lines. So I think this first foot, it's kind of a paddler. Is the turn that harsh? Yeah, it is. The second one's not. Second one is a more rounded corner, which would get you sued by Apple. Fucking Apple. Thinking they own rounded corners. So let's try that whole thing again, because I don't think I was happy with the angle. So let's go. Again, I'll go shorter pencil strokes. I will get in trouble here if I push the undo feature to its limit, because how many times can you hit undo in Krita? Does it depend on your RAM? I'm keeping it. That's the first foot. Second foot, I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with it. So that I'd like to color this thing in stream. Yeah, I want to color this thing in stream if possible, and then call it a night, because my brain is working overtime to get all this done with the offhand. And I'm not too happy with that angle either. Should I keep it? Yeah, I'm going to keep it in the interest of time. So then this is the part that's possibly going to be a lot of fun for me is well, duh, I drew the goose, which is white, so there's not going to be a whole lot to color. But do I want to use watercolor? Do I want to use color pencil? Do I want to use charcoal? So obviously what we're going to do is we're just going to color in the entire legs. So even these gaps here looks like will be colored. But let's look at the brush tools here. Ooh, that looks cool. Let's try this. And then we're going to go with black, right? That's too thick. That's too thin. Oops. Kind of dropped my pen there. So let's see. Too thick. Too thick. 20? 15. Oh, and you know, I could zoom in, can't I? Let's see, zoom tool. It's got to be in here somewhere, right? I'm inclined to just hold control and roll my mouse wheel. Ah, there we go. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's try this tool then. Let's run with it. I don't know what the hell it is. Go away, zoom. Hey. Okay, hit escape. Okay, so I'm really curious as to what this is going to look like. That was a terrible line. Okay. How are we doing here? 45 minutes into this session? Okay, so... And some of you are like, huh, just laughing, like, I could have done this, probably gotten this far in 30 seconds. Which is great. I want to learn from other folks too. I follow a lot of creative people on Twitch. They inspire me. They inspire me to take risks. They inspire me to try things, new things. This just feels very foreign to me, though. The process of coloring this vertical line with the left hand. I'm not gonna lie, it just neurologically, I just feel like I'm just going against everything my brain tells me to do with my life. Um, yeah, it just feels weird. I don't know why. Like it's like when you're shaking someone's hand and they don't know how to shake hands properly and it can kind of get awkward. I feel like this is awkward. I like this tool though, so I am gonna go over my previous lines because I think in the illustration, in the books, there's that kind of brush stroke quality to the color, and I don't know if that's color pencil. I mean, maybe it's color pencil. You see what I'm talking about here? And I was hoping to find the a brush tool in Krita that would do that for us, and I think I sort of did. Although since I'm zoomed in, we'll find out.